Let's use some of our common functions with data frames, and we're going to be going through these functions listed over here. So let's just do a summary on our stock. Let's run that. And the summary is going to be providing a date, and it's going to go from say 12, 15, 16, 17. It's going to give us the bottom few dates, and it's also trying to do some sort of a minimum sort of median or mean sort of calculation, since it thinks it's an integer that is having some sort of a movement, but it's not really meaningful to us right now. So we can use our str. The str is going to reveal some of the structure, and this is often something we might want to take a look at. So here it reveals the structure about each of the columns. So open, it's a num, numeric, all of these, and the volume is an integer column. This again is a numeric column, and it's going to show something like a factor, which is not something that we've gotten into yet. So don't worry about it, just treat this as a character column with these dates that have been placed. And it says 5092 observations of 7 variables. The 7 variables are the 7 columns that we have, and the 5092 observations are the number of rows. We can work with the dim column. The dimensions give you exactly what is here. It says 5092 is the number of rows, 7 is the number of columns. If you want to say find the number of rows from this, we can just do the bracket notation and we get 5092. The n rows is going to give you exactly how many rows there are, and column is going to give you how many columns, and length is also going to give you how many rows there are. The reason that we don't usually use length with this is because if you're talking about a data frame, and if you're going to try to find the number of columns of a data frame, you'd rather use the ncol and the nrow functions, because you want to treat it more like a matrix rather than a list. A list is something where you can place a lot of different vectors together of different lengths. Doesn't matter what it is, you can just toss data in there and access it later. And here, however, you have some sort of structure. We have a matrix-like structure. However, even then, data frames do resemble lists, where you are throwing data of different data types. However, they are of a specified length, so it becomes a data frame. But since we want to treat our data frame more like a matrix, we're going to be using the nrow and the ncolumn functions to find our dimensions.